Do you have a chip on your shoulder?
I suppose I still have a small chip. I used to have a great big block of wood on my shoulder about class and being a Cockney, little of which over the past few years has been disappearing. It's not entirely disappeared. But what made me think in terms of just how Cockneys are, I liken them to the Negro, is that, what made me think of it was, I was talking to Quincy Jones on the phone about Cockney rhyming slang because he was writing the music to the Italian Job and wanted a song. And he'd never heard of this, and then he made a whole investigation into the Cockney rhyming slang, and then he rang me, and he said, listen man, he said, you're all spades, the Cockneys, he said. He said, you're the only people over here with soul talk, which is, in a way, true. It's minorities have their own language, and I regard the Cockney as always been the equivalent of the American Negro, and I base that on the jobs that one gets. You hear West Indians here saying they can't get a good job. They say, well, you say, well, what sort of jobs do you do? They say, well, we're lift attendants. We work on the buses as conductors and drivers. We work down the tube. We sweep the streets. We're toilet attendants. But those are all the jobs that everybody's father I knew did. And for me, we weren't kept down by the Ku Klux Klan or tremendous physical brutality the way the Negro was, say, in America. We were kept down by the original geniuses of brainwashing, which was the British aristocracy, who taught us it was ignoble to be poor, and they taught us with the help of religion. It was noble to be poor, and the meek shall inherit the earth. You know, the piece of earth that the meek inherit is 6 feet by 4. That's the bit the meek inherit, as far as I'm concerned. And I feel, the only bitterness I feel, is that my ancestors, whoever they may be, because I'm not that illustrious to know, had the biggest con job pulled on them for 1950 years, right up to the opening of Look Back in Anger. That's where I see it finished. And that's why how all these sort of nouveau riche, creepy people like me have crept in. And isn't it disgusting that someone with an accent like that has all that money? You can hear this. I've even overheard it and had it said to me sometimes in a few years. Because the whole connotation of class here is in the mind. And the working class are just as bad. Because they talk about real ladies. You know, what the hell's a real lady? You know? Some Duchess had up for divorce or something. That's a real lady because she talks properly. For me, I think it's the biggest con job, and I think I shall retain the chip because while I can do my best to change what is, I can't change the other 1950 years, and it's a source of frustration to me. And the Cockneys still have it in as much as when I said I want to go and be an actor. They said, "Who do you think you are?" As though anything to do with anything that wasn't sweeping the streets or handing out the towels in a toilet was some sort of privileged occupation.